New in the last 5 minutes. In the last 15 minutes, support in Israel for Gaza military operation. In the last half hour, cold Turkey. 8 things to note for May 16. Turkey temporarily expels Israeli envoy over Gaza. Kenya attends U.S. embassy move. Gala as Israel faces outcry over Gaza. Turkey expels Israeli consul in spat over Gaza violence. Erdoğan says Israeli Prime Minister has blood on his hands. Freedom Flotilla sets sail from Sweden to the Gaza Strip in the last hour. Much of May-Erdogan presser in London about Gaza. Democratic values. Turkey tells Israeli consul general to leave country for a while. Beyond the headlines podcast. Massacre in Gaza. Haley to UN. Israel acted with restraint in deadly Gaza clashes. Situation calm in Jerusalem. Armenian community lives with its normal life. Turkish Prime Minister asks Muslims to unite over Palestinian cause. Algerian President Govt condemned bloodbath in Gaza. Arab UN envoys demand investigation into Israeli slaughter in Gaza. US has thrown a matchstick into Jerusalem. Mass killings won't change America's relationship with Israel. Turkey and Israel expel envoys over Gaza violence. In the last 2 hours, Israeli soldiers kill 1, injure hundreds of Palestinians in West Bank. Hamas says rallies will continue as death toll rises to 63. Quick. Palestine massacre is reprehensible. Gulf Arab states rebuke Israel, but alliances inch closer. Jamaica deeply troubled by violence in Gaza Strip. Foreign Ministry. Turkish president says hands of Netanyahu bloodied. PN needs to abandon fantasy it will conquer Jerusalem. Turkey expels Israel's consul in Istanbul and tit for tat in the last 4 hours. Arab UN envoys call for probe into Israeli violence. Turkey, Israel trade barbs, expel envoys over Gaza. Saw response to the Israel-Gaza violence. More Palestinian deaths as Israel attacks protests in Gaza and West Bank. Striking workers and students in France denounce war. Gaza massacre. PNP calls for end to violence against Palestinians. U.S. envoy claims Israel acted with restraint in Gaza. MPs accuse Israel of targeting civilians. Sanders, Israel must be condemned for Gaza rioters' deaths. Vandal paints Israeli flag on Ben Franklin Parkway. Cops say embassy row sparks violence in Gaza. Gaza protest, clashes between Palestinians, Israeli troops kill 2. Are Israeli operations against Gaza rockets productive? Gaza. The bullets stop. The burials go on. In the last 6 hours, Israeli forces shoot Canadian doctor in Gaza. Former NSC Amador. South Africa and Turkey not important for Israel. UN Security Council holds emergency meeting to discuss situation in Gaza. US stands apart on Gaza, justifies embassy move to Jerusalem. Israeli forces kill 2 Palestinians near border as Gaza buries the dead. Mumbai. People hold rally at Azad Maidan to protest against Gaza massacre. How to avert more death and despair in Gaza. Ontario doctor shot while aiding Palestinians in Gaza. Ted Cruz, U.S. should undoubtedly look to Israel as border. Hundreds protest after bloodshed in Gaza as U.S. embassy opens in Jerusalem. They sold Hadar and Oren in favor of an agreement. Hamas said to offer Israel quiet at Gaza border if airstrikes curbed. Turkish PM invites countries to join OIC emergency summit. Army kills 2 Palestinians in Gaza. Hundreds show solidarity with Palestine in London spotlight. UNSC condemns massive killing in Gaza, urges independent probe in the last 8 hours. Palestinians in mourning after bloodiest day since 2014 war. U.S. blocks UN call for inquiry into killings. Netanyahu and Erdoğan break diplomatic ties and trade. Insults killings in Gaza by Israeli forces. Tragic and concerning, says Mayes. Africa Jews, Ambassador Rakale, gross double standard. Israel army sends humanitarian aid to Gaza. Palestinian protesters in Gaza aren't protesting the embassy move. The latest, Israeli military sends aid to Gaza. Israeli open fire orders predictably result in bloodbath. Would alleviating Gaza humanitarian concerns ease violence?